No doubt at some point in your life, you have danced to Tina Turner's Proud Mary, Big Wheel Keeps on Turning, Proud Mary Keeps on Rolling. Well, you can actually sell that experience to your clients with American Queen Steamboat Company. This is a fantastic product, unique. It's on the Mississippi. It's a steamboat with a big wheel, and I'm probably not describing it properly, but you tell us about this product, Barbara.
Well, it is what you said, essentially iconic paddle wheel boats, one of which is actually a true steamship that are traversing America's waterways, whether it's in the Mississippi or the Ohio, Tennessee, and Cumberland rivers, or up in the Pacific Northwest on the Columbia and Snake rivers. But these giant paddle wheels really help propel the boat up or down river and provide guests with a very authentic, opulent experience on these vessels that are really almost like a time machine into Mark Twain's Mississippi.
Well, I was just going to say Mark Twain. That's exactly what it makes me think of. It makes me think of the romance of that era, the cotton fields, the plantations, all of that stuff, which I would imagine for a lot of history buffs is a very interesting experience.
It is. Some of our most popular activities, and we include activities and shore excursions in every port of call, but the Vicksburg battlefields, the reliving our historical past with the antebellum plantations or the cotton fields that you get to visit, and really getting immersed into that culture and history of the United States is a one-of-a-kind experience.
Do we get to wear the hoops?
Well, you might
outfits and
not be
everything?
able to wear it yourself. I mean, if you want to, you can certainly bring it on. But when we visit the plantations, there are plenty of ladies dressed in the authentic attire.
I love it. Okay, now on the ship itself, tell us a little bit about the experience, because it looks beautiful with the balconies, and it looks like it's out of a time machine. But is there a saloon? Are we going to?
Yes, yeah. Every boat is unique in the sense of what it offers, but for the most part, all of our cruises start off before they even embark with a pre-cruise hotel night, so they can really enjoy the city before they get onto the vessel. And then once they're on board, aside from the meals, beer and wine with dinner, depending on which vessel they're on, it might be all-inclusive with all alcohol as well. But grand saloon, Broadway caliber entertainment. There's nothing more authentic than being on a steamboat and having, those traditional songs, like you mentioned, Proud Mary, or some of our other really kind of old ragtime bands that are there as well. It's just so immersive. So.
People must have an absolute blast. I mean, I think I would. I think I'd be running around the balconies going, woohoo! So tell us about what type of clientele do the travel agents sell this to?
Sure. Well, we typically see guests that are well-traveled, well-educated. They've probably done a European river cruise, but now want to stay a bit closer to home. Okay. So they don't have to worry about long transatlantic flights. We're really right here in North America, so it's very easy to get to. But everything that's on board, including their staterooms, the accommodations, are truly designed to bring in that experience of the Americana yesteryear in the late 1800s steamboating era.
Now, you also mentioned earlier that there's a Pacific Northwest product.
Yes, there is.
Correct?
There is definitely. And for me, that is one of the most picturesque, postcard perfect itineraries that we offer. A lot of people don't realize between Oregon and Washington on the Columbia and Snake River that there is a huge concentration of waterfalls. Our boat that sails in that area is all Riverview staterooms, so you can't get a bad view anywhere. And really, you can just sail by on the Columbia River Gorge and see Multnomah Falls, and it's actually quite a bit more adventurous of a destination as well. We have zipline tours.
Oh, okay.
You can do Lewis and Clark's winter encampments of when they went west in 1805. So again, these journeys are very historical. It's all about recreating the past.
So cool. I just love it. All right. So now, travel agents, how do they get a hold of selling this?
So it's very easy. We have two resources that I want to make sure agents know about. One, of course, is to call us on our toll-free number that we will be certainly able to answer any of their questions and make their reservations. The second resource for agents is our travel agent portal.
Okay.
So if they visit agents.aqsc.com, that will give them instantaneous access once they register to all of the tools that are available. And it's not just our sales and marketing collateral where they can customize their own flyers, but we also have a huge training program called the Steamboat Academy, where they can take on-demand webinars and instantly download their certificate of completion, and then they're eligible for agent rates.
So seasons, when should they be selling what?
Well, we almost sail year round. There's only one month like January, February where we have one or two boats that are kind of doing refurb. But for the most part, we are really sailing on U.S. waterways throughout the year. The only exception is in the Pacific Northwest where we're March to kind of November because it gets a little cold up in the Pacific Northwest. But I'd say my favorite time to sail is spring and fall. You know, in the South, on the lower Mississippi, which is kind of our bread and butter, we're there all the time. We tend to move the boats up to the upper Mississippi because it's a little too hot in the antebellum South.
Right.
So we do make our way up north and onto the tributaries as well.
All right. Well, I love it. I mean, I can't imagine that this will not really be a very appealing product for agents who want to sell something different to their clients and closer to home, as you said.
Absolutely. It's a very niche product, and it certainly has its fit, especially with the baby boomer generation being our demographic. And there's 10,000 baby boomers turning 65 every day in the United States, and I'm sure it's Canada as well. So,
and they're inheriting a lot of money.
Yeah, so now's the time to capitalize on that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thanks, Barbara.
You're very welcome.